Um, I think that's gonna work. I think that's gonna work. Okay. So, hi guys. This is my first um video book review, so I'm kind of excited about this because like it just feels more like I can just like ramble. Like when I'm writing, I'm still rambling, okay? But this feels like an even bigger place to ramble. And I'm excited about it. But this month I read the craziest book that I have ever read. I have not been a fan ever of the like horror genre, and this definitely wasn't that. It was much more of a like psychological thriller sort of situation, but it like messed with my head a little bit for sure. And there were definitely some like horror elements, I will say. But before I keep going, the book that I'm talking about is Bunny. It would help if I had the book. Bunny by Mona Awad. Basically, it's about this girl named Sam who is a literary fiction major at a prestigious institution, we're told in the book. She's kind of an outcast, she's kind of a loner. The rest of her cohort, like all of the women in her year in school, are like best friends, joined at the hip. All of their thoughts are like almost exactly the same. They hug each other as if they've like never seen each other before and it was 10 seconds ago that they, left each other. That sort of situation. Just a completely insular group. And Sam is not in that group. Until one night she gets invited to what is called Smut Salon by these girls, which I think is hilarious. I think that's a hilarious concept. And like, I really actually want to do it now because that sounds amazing. It's all of these girls that have like, they're all literary fiction majors, they're all writers. So they write smut, whatever they want to write. And then they bring it together into their group and have a night where they drink drinks and listen to each other's like stories and hang out. And like I'm not knocking that until I try it. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe it's not like stuff that I've written. I don't think I've ever will have or have had the ability to eloquently write in that way, but definitely like bringing in another book. This book, I will not say we're gonna get like super spicy time. That's not what this book is for. This book is for like if you kind of want to go to sleep and like maybe have a nightmare, but like it's not it's a casual nightmare, but still you're a little uneasy. That's how I felt this entire book. Just a little bit uneasy in the way that like I imagine murder mysteries when they first came out were like really alluring in that way just because like you don't understand necessarily. But basically, after Smut Salon, Sam has whatever they gave her in a drink, you know, and she's sort of indoctrinated into the group, and they invite her to do what they call workshop, which is them working on this multimedia, multifaceted art installation project. It just takes a really creepy turn, like really quickly. And you don't know what's going to happen next. Like that was the thing that I loved most about this book was just that I could not figure out what was going to happen in the next 5 pages. You know what I mean? Like there was never a point where I was like, oh yeah, like I saw that coming. And then things get a little bit more intriguing, more interesting when a new character is introduced and they sort of bring together Sam and her original best friend before she was indoctrinated into this group that all call each other Bunny. But she's sort of brought back into a place of, quote unquote reality. The book really straddles the line between reality, and fiction. And that's kind of the whole concept of the book is like you're left wondering what of this was reality, what of this was all happening in Sam's mind or in somebody else's mind. It's interesting because it's about all of the different facets of the human psyche. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily about like love or hate or optimism or fear or anything like that. It's really just about are you going to choose the truth or are you going to choose an easier lie? Are you going to put yourself out there into the real world, or are you going to stay in something that is safe and secure at all times? None of these answers are necessarily wrong, um, but it does force you to think towards the end of the book, like, why are we making such decisions and what is happening outside of these decisions that we just don't know as the reader? I don't know how long it's been, so I'm gonna keep talking. Did you know how I can keep talking? I loved it. I loved it. And I love the relationship between Sam and her best friend Ava. They are a match made in heaven, you know what I mean? Like, it's just when you have a friend that gets you so well and understands exactly how you're feeling, you know, before you do, um, you can flourish in a lot of ways. Like sometimes all you need is just that little push in the right direction. I think that this is going to be my Now What book of the month because it is all about Sam finding herself, figuring herself out. You know, a special big precipice is coming up, her college graduation. And this is supposed to be, you know, a huge deal and a huge push into the real world. We get to follow along with her as she discovers the parts of herself that she likes and dislikes. You know, I think that Mona Awad was able to make those emotions very visceral. A lot of these like emotions, they sat very close to the tongue in these characters. You know what I mean? There was no real like subtext um between the characters, if that makes sense. And I think it just promoted this understanding of like, oh, okay, I don't have to be XYZ by any point. I just have to make one correct choice at a time, correct? You know, I have to make one move at a time. And wherever I end up is wherever I end up. And I'm gonna call my friends Bunny now.